Gentlemen, in this video, we have modded the game so that every lap an engine will explode.
Oh no, no!
This will be randomized so that each team has a chance of their car having an engine failure at the start of every lap. Will the drivers be able to make it to the end of the race? Or will their chances of winning go up in smoke?
He's been away for like 1 month, tops. Now he's back.
Oh, come on, it hasn't been that long. Only long enough for Lando Norris to put it in the wall. You already heard the man. We're gonna spin the wheel to find out who is gonna have the engine blow up first for the Miami GP. And it looks like you can take the Sargent out of the Williams, but you can't take the Williams out of the DNF. So here we are then in Florida with both of the Williams directly in front of us. I could not have planned that any worse, as we have to immediately avoid it, and I've got damage. Hey guys, welcome back to the Miami GP. So we have both of the Williams DNF already, as you know, because their engines have exploded, and that's because there wasn't enough water to cool the engines actually.
Must be the water.
And that's because McLaren's been injecting all of it into their tires. Anyways, Lewis Hamilton is out of the race. He saw the Williams DNF and he thought he better compete with them because he has been for the past few races. Back on topic, we've made our way up to P11, being fortuitous of the crashes that happened in turn 1. And the engines exploding isn't the only thing I've modded for this game, so let me know in the comments section below what changes you have noticed. The person who gets it right will win this car. Guess at your own risk. Accepting the prize is not optional, as we have Ricardo looking to attack the back of Russell and Stroll as he's just died. What a shame. He was so close to retirement as well. He only needed to make it to the end of this season, as I guess that is to be expected when you're going up against Russell and Stroll. But anyways, that's us up into P10. I'll take every position I can get because I am driving a wheelie bin. Not to be mistaken for the Aston Martin, that is a tractor. Here we go then, entering the final braking zone on the circuit. Russell looking to make the move on Stroll as there's a massive pile up and I've just gone in. And somehow after all that, we managed to escape squeaky clean.
This is not good teamwork, that's all I'm gonna say.
We swapped the cars.
Have a tea break while you're at it.
Russell and Stroll going side by side for the entirety of lap 1 and making it to the end of lap 1 is pretty unrealistic, but so is Lando Norris getting the fastest lap there. But here we are spinning the wheel again for lap 2, and it looks like McLaren is gonna have their engines explode, clearly using up too much of their water for their tire cooling. DRS is also enabled as we have the mobile chicanes of the McLaren slowing down into turn 1. We live to fight another day as our engine hasn't exploded yet. Both of the Aston Martins up ahead now. The things they would do for a double podium finish, I can't imagine, but Alonso still hasn't scored points as of yet when recording this. Speaking of rookies, it was a bit of a surprise for Antonelli to get that sprint pole position. I'm sure everyone thought a McLaren would. Oh, speaking of surprise. Hey guys, welcome back to the Miami GP, where we have a 3-way scrap for the win. If we join, it will be a 4-way scrap. And based on the logic of having a team's engine explode every lap, that means only 50% of the grid should finish a race minus all the crashes. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be a tough one to finish as we activate DRS now, looking to attack Russell into the final braking zone. Can we do anything from this far back? Probably not, as we get very close to the back of Russell there. Luckily, we didn't pick up any damage by running into the back of him. And I get a weird exit here. It felt like the car bottomed out or hit a barrier or something. It was very strange. But anyways, we lost a lot of ground there. And we're now spinning the wheel to find out our victim for lap 3. And guess what? We're the victim for lap 3. Our engine has exploded. We have terminal damage, and that means we cannot complete this race. So yeah, the engine failures are no joke, and you can definitely see all the smoke pouring out of the back of our car when we had that engine failure. I'm off to go chill at the fake Marina Bay.
Don't you dare touch me.
And somehow, despite all that, Joe has won the race despite our team having engine failures. This game never ceases to amaze me. But anyways, we're going to spin the wheel again to find out who's going to have the first engine DNF for the next race, and that's going to be Alpine. I'm sorry guys, but I had to turn damage off for this one. Here we are then for the Imola GP, and we're going to have the Alpines DNF straight from the get-go. 5 red lights. And away we go. We got Russell side by side with us again. He seems to be our nemesis for this video so far, but We're holding position as of yet. We got damage turned off, remember, so we don't really have to worry too much about making contact with the other cars as we navigate the first chicane pretty cleanly. Alonso, no, that's Stroll. Not used to seeing the Aston Martins run in that order, but we've got Ricciardo and Russell up ahead. We saw what happened last time they went side by side for the Miami GP. Hopefully that doesn't happen again for Ricciardo, as we do make the move up the inside. And this setup is actual ups. I don't know why this car sucks so much, but it's so hard to drive, and I've done a terrible job with this setup. This is on realistic performance despite all the crazy chaos ensuing and us battling Ricciardo for the points positions, and we're just I'm sorry, this car is just handling so bad. I've pushed shopping trolleys that have handled better than this car at the moment, but I will live to fight on. I'll see what I can do from this position. We're in the points at least somehow, and we've got Russell again still ahead of us. Does absolutely nothing all race. Gets P3. One of the cars in front with the lockup, several lockups. I don't know how you lock up the car coming out of the corner, but anyways, onto the pit straight now. Lando Norris with the fastest lap of the race. But we're going to spin this wheel once more to find out who's going to cop the engine exploding on lap 2. And it looks like Red Bull going back to their prime Renault days. DRS enabled now, and we got the Alpines on the pit straight there making their own type of chicane, and the Red Bull slowing down before they're even reaching turn 1 now that they've had that engine failure. Alonso trying to make the move on us into the chicane, and Leclerc and Russell battling up ahead. Looks like Russell has moved his way up to P4, but Leclerc is going to fight that. He's not going to let that go too easy, and we're seeing if we could benefit from this squabble as well. But it looks like nothing to benefit for us at the moment. Ferrari bringing some upgrades for their home GP. Let's see how it works out for them. Climbing the giant curbs, also known as Mount Everest, but we managed to make it through there quite nicely. Leclerc still battling away with Russell. Will he make a move down into this braking zone? Looks like he's just going to stay behind for now. We've managed to bring ourselves up to P6 for the end of lap 2. Let's see if we can make any more progress with the remaining laps we have, but before we do that, we got to find out who is going to be the next victim of having their engine explode, and it looks like McLaren is going to be the first team that has 2 engine failures in this video. And there you have it. This pit straight is getting more and more busy with the amount of engine failures we've got. It's adding more and more obstacles to the track, so we've got more and more corners to go around, it looks like, as we're now up to P4 with those failures from the McLarens. Russell is harvesting energy, and that's going to let us have a move around the outside, but he's defending this, and he's actually doing a pretty good job. I'd say he was out of bounds there, as we have to dodge the Red Bulls out of nowhere. I just completely got caught off guard, but we somehow managed to navigate without crashing into them. We did make contact with Russell though. It just seems whatever I do, I end up on the same piece of tarmac as George Russell in this video. I know who I'm hoping gets an engine failure next, or maybe we can overtake him on this lap without having an engine failure benefit us, as we're getting close to the back of Leclerc again. He seems to be just towing us along, and he's still maintaining that position as we look to close out lap 3 and start lap 4 and spin the wheel to find out who our next victim is going to be. And it looks like Sauber is going to be the second team that has 2 engine failures in this video. Not very lucky for them. And now we're going to dodge all these obstacles as Albon just flies past us, Hamilton included, and there's a massive battle going on into this first chicane. I have no idea what line to take, as I don't know who's going to get through as they go side by side. Hamilton attacking Leclerc. I'm going to try and go around the outside of both of them. Managed to make the move. There's a McLaren that's stationary on the track. They have to dodge a McLaren, a Red Bull, and another Red Bull. Albon has kind of come out of nowhere to be in the top 3. And he's ahead of Hamilton, so maybe that is a bit realistic. Can we go around the outside of this chicane? No, absolutely not. That move just wasn't as he's just taken us out. Hey guys, welcome back to the Imola GP. I have no... Oh, that's why he was going slow. I almost absolutely destroyed that wheelie bit. You just never know what to expect with a race like this. But somehow after all that, we're up into the podium positions. And let's see if we can maintain this position moving forward as we have another spin of the retirement wheel. And this time it's going to be Ferrari not finishing their home race, unfortunately. So with Sainz currently leading this race, that's actually going to promote us up a position, but we're going to lose that position as Albon. Hey guys, welcome back to the Imola GP, as Albon just got taken out by Sainz there. That's going to promote us all the way up to P2 now. So Russell, the only one up ahead. Albon has recovered quite well, actually. He's right at the back of us and attacking Bottas. Almost wipes us out, dodging Piastri, dodging the other McLaren, the Red Bull, and another Red Bull again. And we navigate that successfully as I almost spin myself out. Believe it or not, we've somehow made it to the final lap of the race, and we stayed within the white lines for once while going through that sequence of corners. Albon is still attacking us. Is he going to go and try and make a move into the chicane? No, we managed to hold on as Zhou's right on the racing line. A very dangerous place to be. And coming out of the final corner now in P2, it looks like we're going to finish in this position unless Albon, never mind, Hulkenberg and Alonso has overtaken Albon somehow. And our AI has hit George Russell, understandably. Well, that was a chaotic race with all the obstacles on the track from all the engine failures. As you can see, the AI and ourselves having to navigate through all those cars. But at least we get to finish a race this time. And we're going to head to Monaco now, so we're going to spin the wheel once more and find out who's going to be starting the race with the DNF. And it looks like for the first time, Racing Bulls is going to have this engine failure. So luckily we jumped ship to Haas, as we have 5 red lights. And away we go for the Monaco GP, one of the tracks that I'm worst at. I know you've seen me drive other tracks and you're probably thinking, how could it get much worse than that? But believe me, I am terrible at Monaco, as we have Sargent ahead of us and we've got Bottas behind us. So let's see if we can make up any positions, but if not, we can of course rely on the engine failures to cause a bit of chaos. As we're going to head down the hill now. Let's see if we can make a move on Sargent into this hairpin, as he does leave the room, and we're going to go up the inside. And then we have the Lowe's hairpin immediately after, where Sargent has the inside line and I just can't turn my car. This setup is honestly worse than it was in Imola. I don't know what I've done to this car, but yeah, one of my worst tracks, plus probably the worst setup known to mankind. I guess this is just the average Ollie Behrman experience at this point. And it looks like we weren't able to make any progress. Shock and horror being Monaco. Lando Norris sets the fastest lap of the race, but let's see if this spin of the wheel can cause a bit of chaos. And also, if you'd like to try out this mod for yourself, just a reminder that my mods are available to YouTube channel members if you'd like to become one. Mercedes is going to have the engine explode on this lap with DRS enabled. Maybe that can help us move up a couple of positions as well. As man, that really didn't create as much chaos as I thought it would. I thought there would be a traffic jam, but I guess not. I'm going absolutely full lock and I just can't turn around this corner. I understand it now. I've started steering with one hand around that corner just so I can get the extra steering lock. Wow, you know, things are bad when Sargent's starting to gap you. Okay, if we can make up at least one more position, we will be in the points. So we've got a couple of corners now here. Lando Norris sets the fastest lap again. And I lock up and almost go into the wall before finishing this lap as well. But let's see who's going to get the DNF on lap 3. And it looks like for the first time in this video, Aston Martin's going to have their engine explode. Given that the Aston Martins are in front of us, this should give us an extra 2 positions. So I'll definitely take that. And we'll be fighting into the points now. Heading up the hill. Oh my god, there's a massive pile up and we run into the back of... And yeah, this is pretty much the type of pile up that I was expecting to see on the previous lap. It looks like the Aston Martins weren't the ones that caused it, so it had to have been the Mercedes from the previous lap that had the engine failure. And it looks like that's promoted us all the way up to P2 with Norris in front of us now. We've got Verstappen and Piastri behind us. That's definitely not a terrifying prospect at all. Verstappen who can Verstappen us off the track, and also Piastri who can Verstappen us off the track as well. I was looking at that delta and it's plus 1.3 seconds, but actually that's broken because Piastri and Verstappen aren't even moving. They're stuck in that traffic jam, so I have no idea why it still shows 1.3 seconds to me. I can't explain that one. Once again, this game is just amazing. Piastri negative 9.4 seconds behind us somehow. Anyways, let's spin the wheel once more. Might cause more of a traffic jam. Oh no, that's us. That's us. We're out of the race.
There's a bomb strapped to my chest!
Give it a button, Dada.
And just like that, it is all over for the Monaco GP. That is terminal damage. We are out of the race, and our dreams of getting a podium has gone up in smoke. I'm not sure why the AI's car doesn't smoke when the engine explodes, but it definitely does with mine, as you can tell. I guess I'll go chill on a boat in some real water this time.
Don't you dare touch me.
But that is it for the third and final race. Lando Norris picks up the win ahead of the two Aston Martins, so they would be loving that result. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, a big shout out to the people that made the F1 2025 livery mod for the 24 game. There's a link in the description below if you want to try out that mod. If you would like a 15% discount on the F1 25 Iconic Edition, be sure to use discount code iContrast. It also helps me out a lot if you'd like to support the channel that way. But yeah, that looks like it's going to wrap up the final video on F1 24. I don't see myself making another F1 24 video because F1 25 is just around the corner, and I'll see you all on a new game.